is on the air tonight. Goaltender Roberto Luongo looks the best. Tuukka Rask can draw the Cats closer in the playoff race. Jaromir Jagr called this a Game 7 for the Panthers. Well, it's the first of 3 remaining games with the Bruins, and here's what's on the line. The Ottawa Senators right in between. They're taking on Toronto tonight. The Panthers with a chance to get within 3 points of a playoff spot with a victory in regulation here tonight. Welcome, everybody, and there's a buzz inside the building along with Denny Potvin. I'm Steve Goldstein. Denny, the Panthers trying to make it back-to-back wins here on home ice. This is a much-anticipated game, and the offense has been alive and well since their arrival of a certain future Hall of Famer.
Well, I tell you what, Jagger's the guy who's really done pretty well, and the fact is somebody put the buzz in the air that this is going to be like a Game 7, so why not be excited? And I think the message is absolutely right. Jagr has told young players a lot of things in his short stay here since he got here, and now he's made a statement, and I really believe that he is saying, look, this is how important this game is. This is like a Game 7. I've been there. I've won 2 cups. I had guys like Mario Lemieux and Ron Francis tell me as a young player, you've got to show up for this one. I wouldn't be surprised if those were the exact words he used on his line mates and the rest of the team.
No easy task against a team with a lot of pride in the Boston Bruins. Lexus brings us our keys to the game. How do the Panthers get it done tonight?
Well, I tell you what, this is the reason why Dale Talon went out and got so much experience over the summer. We talked about the guys that have won Stanley Cups. Well, Jagr was one of them. He won 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Willie Mitchell winning 2 cups with Los Angeles most recently. And Bolin, not only did he win a Stanley Cup in 2013 in Game 6, but he scored the cup-clinching goal. Now we go into what I think is the most important part of this game tonight, folks, and that would be the third period. Bring the experience, but also bring your third period. The Florida Panthers were very strong in the last third period of hockey here against the Detroit Red Wings. I believe the last 20 is crucial for the Panthers to be as good as they've ever been throughout the season. 56 goals for, 56 goals against in third period hockey so far this year. That's okay. Not good enough. It's got to be better tonight.
Lineup changes. Former Bruins Sean Thornton and Boston native Jimmy Hayes in tonight for the Panthers. For the Bruins, well, there are 2 to look for, and they've hurt the Panthers over the years. Drew Goldfarb, Bill Lindsay up next with more on Milan Lucic and Brad Marchand. It's the Panthers and the Bruins, a big one tonight. Panthers hockey on Fox Sports Florida is brought to you by your South Florida Lexus dealers. Proud sponsor of the Lexus Rink at the BB&T Center. By ADT, the most trusted name in security. Call 1-800-510-9067 for your free ADT quote. And by Subway. Visit Subway.com. Subway. Skate hard. Eat fresh. A big one tonight at the BB&T Center, and Drew and Billy are outside on the plaza with 2 players the Panthers must contain tonight, guys.
Goldie, thank you very much. It is a playoff-like game for the Florida Panthers against the Boston Bruins tonight. And Billy, for our Cleveland Clinic of Florida players to watch, let's take a closer look at a couple guys the Cats have to shut down tonight.
On the Boston side, Milan Lucic, he's a good combination of size and skill. He's big, he's strong, he hits bodies, he scores goals. But that means on the Panthers side, players like Bjugstad, Hayes, some of the bigger players, they got to try and neutralize that size and skill of Lucic. And Brad Marchand having a really good year. He's a pest. He gets under your skin. If you're some of the top players for the Panthers, Brandon Pirri, Jagr, Huberdeau, you got to make sure that Marchand doesn't get under your skin. And on that same token, you got to watch him offensively. He can go. He is kind of the stir that stirs the drink there in Boston. Marchand since 11-12, a plus 95 rating. Pretty impressive, 3rd in the NHL. And there you can see Lucic, 39 goals, 400 in hits last couple of years. One of 3 players. A great combination of size and skill, but it's all on the line tonight, Drew. It's here. This is playoff time. It's playoff game. Panthers need this win.
These are the games you live for as a hockey fan. Goldie, a big 2 points on the line tonight.
Thanks, Drew. Brandon Pirri has been one red-hot Panther, a 4-game goal streak, and 14 his last 19. Pirri and the Panthers play their biggest game of the season against the Bruins. You'll see it next on Fox Sports Florida. We are ready for hockey. It's a big Saturday night at the BB&T Center as the Panthers take on the Boston Bruins. We've talked a lot about this game. BB&T takes us inside the nets. Denny, these may be the guys that ultimately decide it.
Well, I tell you what, they are going to be a very big part of it, Goldie. Tuukka Rask, last year's Vezina Trophy winner, 29 victories on the season. His 60th game played in tonight. That's his high for a career. Roberto Luongo just keeps coming on. Worried about the injury? Well, he dispelled that in a terrific performance against the Detroit Red Wings last Thursday night.
Second meeting this season. Way back early on, the Bruins won 2-1 in overtime in Boston. They'll play 3 times over the last 11 games, these teams. The Bruins move in. Huberdeau clears the slot. And the Panthers get it out of the zone. 5 points separate Boston, who's 8th, and the Panthers. We quickly get a whistle. Take a look at our Baptist Health. Scratches. Brad Marchand, you see, fired up there. Al Montoya still hurt. Steven Kampfer out tonight as Petrovic plays again. Trocheck and Kopetsky go out. Thornton and Hayes go in for Gerard Gallant.
You know, Clyde Julien's got his own worries. He's got a couple of players that not real happy with. One really good young player, Riley Smith, not in the lineup. He's a healthy scratch. Gave the puck up a couple of times. One for a goal against the Ottawa Senators in the last game, and Julien will not have that.
Marchand banged his stick, and he's in some pain on the bench. Soderberg with a hit there, and Boyes was a little slow getting up. It appears Marchand got hit with the puck after his own player got a stick on it. Soderberg racing in. Played away by Petrovic. Here's a point shot McQuaid over the Panther net. Petrovic working over Soderberg. Big battle there. Peary helps as well. It comes back behind the Panther net. Here's Kulikov up the wall for Bukestad. It's out to center. Boyes bangs with Seidenberg. It's going to be physical here tonight.
You know, Goldie, the Boston Bruins really have this deep-seated feeling because they've won so much against the Florida Panthers that if they hit the Panthers, they're going to get an immediate advantage. And that's what we're seeing right now. And the fact is, the Bruins have had most of the puck control in the offensive zone.
Hayes finished the check. Ekblad shoots, and Tuukka Rask with a first shot on goal of the game holds in the glove.
Well, the one guy they don't want to see get hurt early in the game is Brad Marchand. Watches Marchand to the right of your screen, tries to duck underneath the dump-in of Chara, and that was just a wrist shot. Gets him right underneath the armpit, so basically right in the high rib area, and he was hurt for a little while. But Marchand, I tell you, that's just a stinger. He'll be right back. And the reason why I say the importance is this guy, he is a big part of this hockey team. Brad Marchand has 10 first goals of the game for his team. We know how huge that is. Statistic for scoring first as a team. But as an individual, he's got 10 of them.
Marchand is a pest and annoying. Good to see him get hit with a puck right off the bat.
There you go. Lindsay is in playoff form here on Fox Sports Florida. I love it. Campbell floats it out to center. Sean Thornton, the former Bruin, on the ice with 2 of his former line mates. When they won the Cup, it was Thornton with Campbell and Paille together. And they were so effective for so many years. Sean Thornton's first year with the Panthers. Scotty Upshaw plays it around the boards. Campbell steps up. Absorbs the hit. Upshaw again. He scored the goal Thursday night. They gave the Panthers a 3-goal lead in the win over Detroit. Ekblad hustles back. Fires ahead.
Boston, one of the best first-period teams in the NHL. Panthers can't dip the toes in the water. They got to dive head first, come out really strong in the first.
Bergeron down the wing, centering feed, knocked into Luongo's crease, and Roberto will cover up.
Well, Brad Marchand is back there on the ice, and, you know, he's got a couple of things that really make you respect his game. Most players don't like playing against him, maybe don't even like him, I don't know. But certainly he is tough to play against. He's a plus 95. That's a good statistic since 2011 and 2012. Now, the reason why that's important is because that's the best of any current player in the NHL. So not only is he scoring for his team, but he certainly is helping defend.
Well, he's had some big goals, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Willie Mitchell paired up with Goodbranson. They move it along to Jimmy Hayes back in the Panther lineup tonight. And Bolin finds Mitchell. Mitchell carries. Mitchell shoots. Rask with the glove. And no rebound.
Tuukka Rask there. He's been playing some good hockey. 9 of his last 11 games, he's allowed 2 goals or less. You heard the Panthers in the pregame interview say they got to get bodies in front, traffic in front of Rask. It's imperative tonight.
Tuukka Rask playing his 60th game of the season. That's a career high for last year's Vezina Trophy winner. For the Boston Bruins, only one guy has played more in modern history, and that's Tim Thomas, who played 66 games. Well known here in Florida, made a brief appearance here as a goaltender.
Chara has it knocked away by Boyes, but Bergeron, who is so good defensively, able to make the play. Brandon Peary flips it out to center. Brad Boyes chips in. Zdeno Chara, the veteran, turned 38 earlier this week. Soderberg leads the rush over the Panther line to give to Eriksson, and the shot. Luongo may have gotten a piece with that left arm. Here's Soderberg shooting. It's blocked by Boyes, and it comes out to center ice. Petrovic back to play it. Pass Kulikov, though. Seidenberg hands it over to Eriksson. Has a man up high. Krug with a wrister. Luongo got interfered with, and a penalty on Boston coming up. Puck stayed out anyway, but Seidenberg ran Luongo, and the Panthers will get an early power play.
Boston, number 44, has 2 minutes for goaltender interference.
You see, Dan O'Halloran is shaking his head when Seidenberg is saying, what do you want me to do? There you see what happened. Seidenberg is in the crease. You'll get better angle here. There's no question that's contact, but Seidenberg gets hit with a puck, so the puck never gets it to the net. So Seidenberg is trying to turn that story into an alibi. But, boy, I tell you what, the interference was so clear that Roberto Luongo would not have been able to make a save.
Funny, last Saturday night, Dan Ellis got buried twice in Carolina. There was no call. They call that one. This puck, as we get a whistle, went up and out of play off the glass.
What the heck was Seidenberg doing down there? He's a defensive defenseman.
Yeah. You know what?
Found himself in front of Luongo.
You know, Billy, that's a very good point. But if you look at the game against Ottawa, they are struggling with offense. That's why Riley Smith is not playing. And Torrey Krug was scored in Ottawa from the goal crease. He's the other defenseman. So I think we're gonna get used to seeing the Bruin defenseman trying to be really aggressive in the offensive zone and be that fourth dangerous scorer.
Aaron Ekblad, the 19-year-old, leads the rush. The Jágr line is on with Bjugstad. Jágr gets bumped, and it's swatted the other way. Big opportunity early for the Panthers, trying to get that first goal. Ekblad again. Barkov dumps in, turned around by Payet, and it deflects and it goes out of play.
Now, puck's got to go deep. They've got to go deep and win that first battle. Right now, the Boston Bruins are too experienced, and the sticks are too long. I mean, Chara is killing a penalty. The other guy you've got out there is almost as big, and Adam McQuaid. Their sticks have got to be 70 inches long. What I mean by that is it's very hard to carry the puck in over the blue line against the Boston Bruins. Plus, you're getting the back pressure. So it's probably better to try and get it in deep and win that battle.
See if the second unit could do it. Campbell hammers it off the glass, though. They couldn't.
Now, you've got to gauge the speed of the guy who doesn't have the puck. That time, Bolin may have been a little late getting in there. You've got to time it right.
Jokinen will carry over the line. This time, knocked away. Kelly, lead pass, broken up by Jokinen.
Chris Kelly's got to be one of the best in the league at this situation. Down 1. 4 on 5. Chris Kelly, former Ottawa Senator. Panthers have not been able to move the puck when they try and beat the Bruins at their blue line.
Campbell dumps in. Boyes and McKenzie race after it, and McKenzie gets there. Here's Brandon Peary. They like to get him open for a shot. He's got it now at the top of the circle. Panthers set up on the man advantage. Peary moving in and shooting. He just missed wide. Brian Campbell keeps it alive. Power play winding down. It's free along the wall. Chipped up the boards. Campbell gets a piece of it, but Bergeron throws it out to center. And Seidenberg set to get out of the box. Boston kills it off. The early opportunity for the Panthers. And Bergeron able to get it deep in the Panther zone. Here's Marchand. Petrovic played him well. And McKenzie goes glass. Pasternak couldn't handle it. The 18-year-old, number 88 for the Boston Bruins. In fact, he and Aaron Ekblad are the two youngest players in the NHL right now. Petrovic gets back. Lucic chasing him. Petrovic lost him. Puck now deflected, though, and work along the boards. Kulikov takes the bump. Comes free. Up high now. Krug over to Lucic in the slot. The shot goes wide. Loose now side of the net. Kulikov finds it. Plays it around the wall. Seidenberg is there. Tipped away by Huberdeau. Picked up by Spooner. Lucic up high. Has it open man. Here's Krug looking and shooting. Luongo the save. The rebound loose behind the net. Petrovic in a battle. Pasternak again. Lucic again. Blocker save by Roberto. Pasternak one more time. Bruins with pressure after the penalty kill. Ryan Spooner holding and shooting. Luongo kicked out the left pad. Oh, intensity now, and the Panthers get a much-needed clear.
I tell you what, that one blocker save by Luongo, that's experience. That's not just a blocker save. That's a save at controlling the rebound, so you punch it out further enough, far enough, so that it's out of danger. What a play.
Save and then putting it in the proper position. Big.
Exactly. I mean, it's really double duty there for the goaltender.
Luongo's been busy here the last few shifts. It comes up high to Barkowski. Over to McQuaid. Barkowski again will wind and shoot, and it's blocked. Now a shot from the sharp angle, saved by Luongo. Kelly again. Bruins have come out storming after the penalty. McQuaid shoots wide. Panthers need to get the Mo on their side. Brandon Peary just couldn't play it cleanly.
I don't know if the Panthers need a line change, but they sure need to play their positions better in the defensive zone. They get running around a little bit.
Put right in front of the net. Here's a shot that gets blocked. And Bolin finally able to skate to center. Throws into the Boston zone. Hayes bearing down on Hamilton. It's Bolin putting it in front. It comes all the way through. Brian Campbell steps in. Takes a shot, and Rask got the goal line. Able to make the save. Playoff-type intensity at the BB&T Center. Roberto Luongo using the blocker smartly. We remain scoreless. Roberto Luongo hot early on. A look at the former Bruin, Shawn Thornton. Here's former Panther, Bill Lindsay.
Shawn Thornton, some good perseverance. He is one of 3 players to play 600 American Hockey League games and 600 NHL games. The numbers for him, he's playing that 600th NHL game tonight, and the other 2 players to do it, Jim Morrison and Dave Creighton. And Goldie, I know you asked him about it when you talked to him before the game. I loved his reaction and just kind of laughed about it, but you talk about dedication to the sport. For a tough guy to do what he's done has been pretty impressive. Panthers are glad to have him on the side, and they're glad to have him on the side in a big game like this against Boston. He knows how to defeat Boston, and he knows how to perform well in big games. Class act through and through.
Well, no question, and the leadership along with some others that he's added to this Panther team, professionalism, and really a culture turnaround for the Panthers, who are already a dozen points better than last year with still 11 games to go. And he's been a big part of that, certainly. And the Bruins here called for offside. With 11:22 to go in a scoreless first.
You know, I'm sure professional sports all around, whether it's basketball, football, or baseball, the jersey means a lot. Well, when you change jerseys and you go from Boston to the Florida Panthers, Shawn Thornton has also acted like it. He says, all I care about is us being in the playoffs. And that's a team that he won Stanley Cup with. A lot of friends on the other side, but he understands loyalty. That's what I love about this game. Guys may have played together for a long time, but then they switch jerseys, switch teams, and you can see their first priority is for the current team. And Shawn Thornton, he is a guy that exemplifies that as well as anybody I could think of.
I asked him during the Panthers Live pregame, if you weren't with us, during the interview, would you hesitate to fight any of those guys? He goes, no way, not anymore.
Well, Talbot right now, who he's lined up against, is basically taking his right wing spot on the fourth line. And although Talbot's not going to fight. Please don't fight him, Talbot. Please don't.
I love that reaction when you ask him that question.
Yeah. Here's Talbot. And now Ferland, who drew into the lineup with Riley Smith, a healthy scratch. Played around the boards. McQuaid is there. McQuaid back down low. Ferland with a backhand. Comes through the slot. Gregory Campbell on the puck. And now Talbot again, attacked by McKenzie. Scotty Upshaw. Backhands. It actually hit Ferland up high. Gregory Campbell checked by McKenzie, and the Panthers able to clear. They'll go for a line change as Ekblad resets. A flurry by Boston after they killed off the Panther power play. Luongo came up big to keep us scoreless. Here's Barkov dancing in, the shot blocked. Jagr behind the net. Jagr holding, giving to Barkov, putting it in front for Huberdeau. He shoots, saved by Rask. Tuukka Rask with the first big stop of the night for him. It's Jagr again. And Barkov tucks it wide. Huberdeau. Boy, has this line been dynamic since the Jagr trade, but a puck here eludes Kulikov, and he's got to peel back. Chara. And now Spooner, who's been red hot. Pasternak, drop pass, shot by Hamilton. Luongo able to fight it off and make the save. Oh, Roberto kept it out of the net. Tuukka Rask did the same here to Huberdeau. We remain scoreless in the first. Still scoreless, that Panther penalty kill, which has been phenomenal over the last 11 games, has to go to work now, Denny, with Petrovic in the box.
Well, I tell you, it's no surprise. Your penalty kill has gotten so much better for the Florida Panthers since the beginning of the season. They've taken many fewer penalties, which has been a big part of it. So you know that they're important whenever you have to kill one, and Petrovic in the penalty box is the challenge for the Panthers. Bruins have already killed a penalty earlier in this period.
They've got Hamilton and Krug, a couple of offensive defensemen up at the points.
Hamilton leads his team in power play points and tied in power play goals with 5. Young number 27 in the white jersey.
McKenzie won the draw. Krug sets up. Branson quickly over to play the puck. And Krug up at the line, pressured by Bolin. And it goes into the Panther bench. Well, the Panthers after tonight go on a 5-game road trip. Then they're back home for the final 5 game of the season. Starting April 2nd against Carolina at 7:30. They'll still play the Bruins one more time. Ticket reps are standing by right now. 954-835-PUCK. One of the 5 on this upcoming road trip is against Boston as well. Bolin wins the draw. Good Branson battling. Bergeron's got it. Patrice Bergeron takes a shot, deflected wide by Eriksson. He's on it now. And they give to Spooner. It's Krug again. Cross ice. Spooner's got it. Fanned on the shot. And Willie Mitchell hammers it down the ice.
Boston, a team that does not get a lot of power plays, 183 on the season. That is the fewest in the NHL. They're ranked 19th on the power play, but they're 28th in power play goals because they get so little opportunity.
Panthers had their early chance. Now one in the first with Petrovic in the box. Barkov hustles over, battling with Hamilton. It chips free to Eriksson. Krug trying to get it in front, deflected away. Oh, Kulikov broke his stick. It's loose in front. And Luongo able to cover up. And that was big with Kulikov without a stick.
It's as tough as it gets when you're a defenseman. If you have time, one of the forwards will give you a stick. But you can see right here, Kulikov had no time, trying to spread the legs, trying to get the puck between his skates so they couldn't get to it. But unfortunately, they did. And Roberto Luongo, though, was able to grab it, put a stoppage to the play. It's panic time when you lose your stick or it breaks. Penalty killing. There's not much you can do. And, of course, they won't hesitate to call you for holding if you do something like that. Stick out the arm or show any kind of restraint on the opponent.
Off the draw, Willie Mitchell. Krug knocks it down and gives over to Charo's now on. Pasternak moves it around the boards again to the point. Krug has been on for the entire power play. Here's Krug. Holding. They give to Chara. His shot right on. It may have hit a man in front. I think it hit his own man, Soderberg. But Branson, a good hit on Soderberg. But Pasternak plays it back up high. It's Krug. Watched by Dave Bolland. Chara now with a shot deflected. Soderberg again. For the 18-year-old Pasternak. Out in front. Oh, Lucic put it wide, and McKenzie swipes it down the ice.
Those are the shots you don't want right from the middle of the slot. Lucky Lucic missed the net.
Now the Panthers are about to make the Bruin power play 1 for 18 coming in the game. They'd only scored 1 in the last 17 chances.
Petrovic is back. Here's Nick Bjugstad taking the hit but makes the play. Brian Campbell leads the charge. He'll dump in as the Panthers complete the line change. Chara up the wall all the way down. No icing. Ferland got a piece of it. And Ekblad quickly clears. Off the stick of Brad Boys. Peary try to get in on the forecheck here. Panthers need to spend some time in the Boston zone. Ekblad looking for Boys. And Boys now gives to Barkov. Watched by McQuaid. Barkov down the wing. Trying to get a step. Barkov puts it in front. Ferland able to clear the zone. They complete the change, and Barkov's on with Huberdeau and Jagr now. Huberdeau battling Bergeron. Others join in, see that puck right there in the skates along the boards. Trying to dig it out, and the Bruins do. It's Bergeron. McQuaid with a lead pass. Marchand flips it to the middle. Bergeron moves in. Kulikov played it perfectly. And Huberdeau, back-checking, makes the play now. Barkov got in. Ooh, they will call icing. Thought Barkov had a step. And Barkov thought he had a step as well. The officials may discuss this, and maybe they'll put this back at center, but this was awfully close.
Well, you know, depending on how close it is, the referee will give the defenseman the benefit of the doubt. And I'll tell you what, if you're 38 years old, you got the benefit of the doubt. And that's what Chara got. I don't disagree with that. Tough on the Panthers. They lose 200 feet of territory. But it's a safety call by the referee.
Off the draw, it pops back to the point. And the point shot, Luongo got a piece. Eriksson tried to fire it in front, knocked away. Puck ricochets off the back of the Panther net. Alexander Barkov will dump it out, looking for Jagr. It's bouncing in the zone. Jagr bears down on Seidenberg. Jagr battling 2 Bruins down low. Finally, McKenzie comes in to help. Soderberg played it up the boards. Seidenberg again. Jagr all over him again. Eriksson forced to ice the puck. Good work by Jaromir Jagr.
Well, you know, a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about where you are in the standings and your chances of making the playoffs. And the Florida Panthers are 5 points out with 11 games remaining, including the one tonight. Here are teams who have been in the exact same situation, and they have made the playoffs. The Ottawa Senators, 96. The Caps, more recently, 07, 08. And Dallas last year did the exact same thing.
Having 3 games left with Boston and 1 with Ottawa, the teams ahead of them make it possible for the Panthers, but this is a huge hockey game tonight. Another icing. Jaromir Jagr called this, hey, it's a Game 7, and everybody's got to realize that, and I think this entire team does, talking to the guys today.
And you know what? Sorry, Bill, I just want to get in there. But Ottawa, you know, that's been the hottest of the 3 teams, meaning Boston and Florida, have to play Toronto 3 times. Toronto's not a good team, but they are a good team against the Ottawa Senators. That's been a real rivalry. And
in front score, Jimmy Hayes! He burns his hometown team. It's 1-0.
How did we know Jimmy Hayes was likely to score? Well, I'll tell you why. Every time he has been left out of the lineup, he was a healthy scratch against Detroit. Jimmy Hayes goes to the front of the net. That's all that the coaching staff wants him to do. He wasn't doing it. Look at him. He goes right to the front of the net. He lets other people get the puck in the corner, and he goes to the front of the net. And the 4 other times Jimmy Hayes has been scratched, kind of like given a message, he's come back and gotten on a point-scoring streak. And he's already started here for the 5th consecutive time. Jimmy Hayes gets a goal.
His 18th of the year. And Hayes just banged it in. And I know they're watching in Boston tonight. I'm not sure if they're rooting for Jimmy or the hometown Bruins. But it's 1-0 on the Hayes goal. Put in front of Luongo's net, and Roberto able to cover up. In a huge hockey game, the biggest one the Panthers have played in 3 years. Jimmy Hayes gives Florida the lead.
Back at the BB&T Center where the Panthers have a 1-0 lead thanks to Jimmy Hayes' big goal, less than 5 minutes left. Coming up in the first intermission report, we'll hear from Jaromir Jagr, who I got a chance to catch up with this morning about his time so far here in Florida, including his take on his very young teammates.
This team just can get better and better, because they're all, the top, the pieces are 19, 20 years old, so they're going to get better and better. And I would like to see those teams, this team in 2 years, they're going to be very scary. So. But so far, so good.
Jagr having some fun in South Florida. Great to see that big crowd behind Drew here tonight. As we look at Jagr's numbers, he's tying Johnny Bucyk for 12th all-time in games played with this game here tonight. Fans were lined up 90 minutes before face-off outside the BB&T Center tonight for this one. And Hayes from Boland and Jokinen gives Florida the lead. Marchand under pressure. And Huberdeau able to push it out to center. Moved along to Jagr. Barkov jumping up. Barkov's got it. The backhander save. Rebound, Huberdeau. And then Jagr couldn't get a hold of it.
Boy, what a smart play by Barkov. Just get the puck to the net. It was not a hard shot, and yet the Vezina Trophy winner left a rebound.
Turnover here. Marchand shot deflected. Up and out of play.
The voice of Jagr is heard all the time, and probably right here, because he knows that when you go to the net, somebody else has got to be able to anticipate it. You can't anticipate anything if you have no idea that it's coming. But if you're anticipating a shot on goal by your line mate, then you can go to the net.
Panthers win a faceoff and get it out to center. Sean Thornton at the line, and they're offside. Panthers get that goal, and the lineup change, Billy, made by Gerard Gallant to put Hayes back in tonight.
Jimmy Hayes has to approach the game, every game, like he's been a healthy scratch. Now, 4 goals and 1 assist on games. He's come back in after he's been a scratch. Goal number 18, that is his first goal in 15 games. Gets it right where you would expect him to get the goal, in the blue paint, in that traffic area. So far for good. So far good for Jimmy Hayes, but wonder why he can't do that every single night, play with this kind of desperation.
I think he's been kind to his younger brother. His younger brother now has 32 points with 13 goals. Jimmy has 18 goals with 31 points.
Upshaw after the rebound, and McKenzie. Oh, and then Upshaw just put it along the goal line. Great pressure by the McKenzie line. They nearly had one. And, of course, Denny referring to Kevin Hayes, Jimmy's brother that plays for the New York Rangers.
Not that it's important in this game with the Panthers and the Bruins, but Hurricanes are ahead 1-0 at home against the New York Rangers.
Brandon Peary on the shoot-in. Ooh, Rask didn't see that until the last second.
He wasn't watching.
Wow. Nick Bukestad works the wall. But now Bartkowski takes away. And McQuaid for Boston, up ahead for Talbot, and he'll just get it deep. Gregory Campbell trying to walk in front, nothing doing. Then he talked, one of the keys tonight was that experience. Here's Bartkowski shooting, Luongo the save. The rebound is loose in front. And then chipped over to the circle, and Brandon Peary able to clear. You talked about the experience and the guys with Cubs, and Dave Bolin got in on the scoring there.
Well, exactly. Getting to the play right away. Dave Bolin has got his name in the record books, so I'll tell you about it in a minute. But I tell you what, Stanley Cup clinching goal for the Chicago Blackhawks in 2:13.
Against these Bruins in that Game 6. And Bolland on now, and he's got it at center. He'll get it deep. UC Jokinen also got on the score sheet on the Hayes goal. Mitchell with the point, shoots, blocked away in front.
Boland's season with Chicago that year was not so dissimilar to what we're seeing here. He had been injured for quite a while, got back into health for the playoffs, and according to what I read, he was pretty nasty as well as productive offensively. Two of the traits that we've already seen here as a Florida Panther. He can play with an edge.
Remarkable, the Bruins were up by a goal, ready to send that final a couple of years ago to Game 7. Chicago scored twice.
Yeah.
And the Bolland goal coming in the final minute. First time a cup-clinching goal scored in the final minute of regulation in NHL history. The only time. Look at Branson. Physical against Bergeron. And Barkov strong along the boards. Barkov goes down as the Bruins reset. A minute and a half to go here in the first. Jimmy Hayes has the Panthers on top. They begin play tonight 5 points behind these Bruins for a playoff spot. Marchand moving in. Marchand to the corner. Good Branson. Physical with him. Marchand is one tough customer though. Walks out in front with a chance. He missed wide. Chara pressured by Jágr. It's put behind the net again. Marchand's out in front. Could Branson block the pass? Barkov down low. Marchand knocked it away. Barkov again. And Jágr able to clear. Huberdeau gets slashed. That's a penalty. Chara just hammered Huberdeau's stick out of his hands and broke it in two, and Big Z is going to the box.
19 games he's missed this year, Char, because of a knee injury, and some people think it's slowed him down.
2 minutes flashing.
I'm not sure what he was complaining about. I thought this was a pretty obvious one, Denny.
Yeah, you know, stick on stick sometimes, but it was his own stick
his own
that
stick broke.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why he was a little...
We saw that the
but
other night.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, I think they're going to make that call 90% of the time, no matter whose stick breaks.
So, 46 and a half left in the period. Second power play of the night for the Panthers. Nothing doing in the first one. The Bruins killed it off well.
Well, the one time they did have good puck possession was then when they had a good entry. The Florida Panthers got the puck deep and got two bodies on the puck before the Bruins. Then they got set up.
They win the draw, set up now. Peary's on that far side. 4-game goal streak for him. He's got it. Goes cross ice for boys. Out in front, Jokinen. He gets checked. And Seidenberg gets a little bit of space. Peary knocks it down and beautifully holds it in. But now to clear the length of the ice. 20 to go in the period. Brian Campbell fires ahead. Loose behind the Bruins net. McQuaid, the first man there. Campbell blocks the clearing attempt. Peary with 5. See if they can get a shot away. Campbell's got a look. Rask with a glove save. And we'll drop the puck one more time. There's Bolland in front with McQuaid. They'll separate.
I bet you he thinks about this a lot. This is Dave Bolland with the Chicago Blackhawks. Right here, he scores the cup-clinching goal in the 60th minute of the game. That's an NHL record. He stands alone, scoring the cup-clinching goal in the 60th minute of play in Game 6. And you saw him throw his gloves away, Goldie. The teammates were going, what are you doing? We still have a minute to play.
He must have thought it was, you're so excited in the final minute.
He must have thought it was in overtime and it ended the game.
That's amazing. They tied the game just 18 seconds before that. It really looked like it was going to 7. The delay here is the clock. They're going to add a little bit of time. So there'll be 1 second. Actually, they took a little time off here and made it well under a second. So there's really no time to do anything. Gerard Gallant, I think, there it is, 1.1 now. Okay. So that's correct. So it actually would be time to get the puck towards the net. Now, Jokinen is in the circle. You think he pulls it back there?
No. They got 3 guys going. Well, I guess he does. Otherwise, you put a right-hander in there. But then again, I'd put Peary in there. personally.
Yeah, Bukestad came in to set up.
Look,
See?
he's coming in now. There.
Well, that's it anyway.
Yeah, so Bolin came in and maybe tried to go, but it's just really too short of time. I think the Florida Panthers, okay, they have started this game exceptionally well, and here's why. Because the Boston Bruins in first period hockey throughout the year have a major plus in the goal differential. They win a lot of first periods. Panthers did not let them do that, and they've had a couple of good chances of their own. So good start for the Cats.
Living up to the billing, a playoff type intensity in front of a big crowd here at the BB&T Center. And Drew, the Panthers have that all-important first goal.
Goldie, a great first period by the Panthers. Jimmy Hayes to get that 1-0 lead. And coming up on the Lexus Intermission Report, we're going to take a closer look at Jaromir Jagr's milestone marker from Thursday night. Plus, they're calling me the kid, I guess. Bill Lindsay versus me in part 2 of our competitive series there, of all the highlights and stats from the first 20 minutes of play as well. That is coming up on the Lexus Intermission Report. The Florida Panthers knew coming in this was going to be a big physical game against the Boston Bruins, and they strike first for the first goal of this game. It is a 1-0 game thanks to Jimmy Hayes, fed from Dave Bolin. Everything, highlights, and more coming up on the Lexus Intermission Report right after this.
Back in the lineup and back on the score sheet. Jimmy Hayes is 18th of the year. The Boston native gives the Panthers a huge 1-0 lead on the Bruins. And Denny, the Bruins had some good opportunities with speed through the neutral zone and chances against Roberto Luongo. Did you think maybe some of the young Panther players, a little bit of nerves there early in this game?
Well, there's no doubt, particularly on the back line, too. You know, there's a lot of quick decisions that have to be made. And ideally, you don't want to make any decisions. You want to be able to react and react the right way. That takes experience, and that's why you saw a guy like Bolin get 9 shifts in the first period, more shifts than any other forward.
An interesting point, and Dave Bolin getting an assist along with Jussi Jokinen. Let's get into the first period a bit, Denny.
Well, the power play the Florida Panthers had, they tried to beat the Bruins at the blue line. It didn't work. But you see the illustration here. Campbell changed it up a little bit. Little soft puck in the corner, retrieved by the Florida Panthers. And although they didn't score, with about 40 seconds remaining in their only power play, they had really good possession, and they got the puck to the right shooter, Peary, who you just saw deliver the shot that was deflected wide. So if one thing doesn't work, you've got to try something else. And the Panthers quickly learned that even on the power play, you're not going to be able to stick handle your way through the Boston Bruins at their blue line.
Power play to start the period with Zdeno Chara still in the box for 1:13. Panthers go with a 43-year-old Jagr, along with the teenagers, Barkov and Ekblad, and Huberdeau and Bukestad. Aaron Ekblad, see if the Panthers can get something done here early in the second on the man advantage. Bukestad, lead pass, Huberdeau's in. Plays it around the boards for Jagr. Back for Huberdeau again. Back for Jagr, in front for Barkov. Couldn't get a redirection on net. Bukestad puts it in front one more time. Jagr shoots, blocked by Seidenberg. Bukestad for Huberdeau. Into the boards by McQuaid. Huberdeau keeps on working and able to play it around, and Ekblad flies over. Huberdeau lets it go through to Bukestad. Barkov looking. Bukestad. Huberdeau. In front, Jagr. It deflected off his stick. Jagr tracks it down, gives to Bukestad. Best the Panther power play has looked. Here's Huberdeau. Cross ice. One-timer missed by Bukestad. And it comes all the way out. They had the look they wanted.
Yep, the play was set up exactly the way they wanted it. And a big part of it was everybody made themselves available. So the passing was pretty quick and crisp.
Campbell as the power play ends. Jussi Jokinen has an opening. His shot flutters a bit. Sticked away by Rask, and we're 5-on-5 again. Campbell shoots, and Rask with a glove save.
The only way you're able to isolate a player for a big shot is when you move the puck quickly. And you see how quickly that puck came across to Bukestad, who was able to make the shot. So that it went from Ekblad to Huberdeau, right to Bukestad, and the quick shot. So those quick passes don't allow the defenders to adjust.
Chara sends it all the way down, and this will be icing on the Bruins. Come on out to a Panthers home game. There's a few weekend games left, and the family 4-pack starts as low as $99. The playoff pushes on at the BB&T Center. 954-835 puck. Ticket reps are standing by now. Weekend games include the Canadiens on April 5th. After the icing, Dougie Hamilton plays it around the boards. Bolin. And now Kulikov point shot blocked in front by Chara. Bruins clear. Petrovic puts it right back in. They can't change yet. Chara again able to flip it out to center. Bolin just getting tough, lost his helmet, and now a penalty. And it's going to be on Bolin.
Caught him with a high stick, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know. That's a little bit of play acting there by Chris Kelly. Little push.
63 for Florida, 2 minutes high stick.
Now take a look at it right there. He was not happy, and he kind of gave him a little push with the glove, and then you saw the reaction by Chris Kelly. There was no part of the stick that hit Chris Kelly there. You can see it pretty clearly from that angle. There are Emmys in hockey. Chris Kelly's a good hard player, but he certainly helped to make that call.
Second power play for Boston. That Panther penalty kill blistering hot, including tonight. 26 of its last 28.
Sure like to see the Panthers get a shorthanded goal. They don't want to be left as the only team in the NHL that doesn't have a shorthanded goal. That's where they are right now.
Spooner has been hot for Boston. Sets up Hamilton. Shot wide. Derek McKenzie. And that one goes into the Bruins bench for a whistle.
Everybody in the Bruins bench is looking at McKenzie. Kind of muttering, did you do that on purpose? See, there's Marchand saying something as McKenzie goes by. Oh, boy, if we could, it'd be great to have mics on the ice. You try it every now and then. Somehow the players don't react quite the same as when there is no mics around them on the ice.
Loose in front, chipped over to the corner. Good Branson wins the battle. Krug at the point, pressured by Barkov. Barkov just hammering away, trying to get it out, but Louis Eriksson throws it behind the Panther net. Here's good Branson. It deflects right towards the net. And Branson tried to clear, but it hit a Bruins player. They're set up again. Krug, Hamilton, and Krug again, the offensive defenseman. Hamilton goes cross ice. Out in front, Bergeron shoots and scores. And we're tied at 1.
Magnificent setup. Just a magnificent setup for the leading scorer. Bergeron getting his 20th goal of the season. That's just an annual thing for Bergeron. But look at the quick passing into the lanes. And Bergeron, no hesitation in getting that shot through. Very similar to the passing the Florida Panthers had where Bjugstad had the shot on their last power play. But Bjugstad was way off on an angle. The pass coming to Bergeron, he was right in the high slot. And the quick shot, no chance for Roberto Luongo.
Rare power play goal given up by the Panthers. And the Bruins have tied it here early in the second. On a very tough penalty call on Dave Bolin. Ekblad battling his man Pasternak. Now the pass and another shot, and Luongo able to jump out and make the save on McQuaid. And now Ekblad going at it with Ferland in front.
Bergeron on that goal did a really good job of finding that soft spot between the four Florida Panthers. Just kind of found that soft spot in the zone and got that quick shot against Luongo for that power play goal. So a couple important shifts now for the Panthers after giving up that goal. Want to keep that momentum at bay of the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, the guy making that pass, Spooner, has been really hot of late. He's put a lot of good points together. He's only playing in his 19th game for the Boston Bruins, but with Riley Smith not in the doghouse, one might say, with Coach Claude Julien, Spooner's getting much more action than he's delivering.
Point shot here, blocked by McKenzie. Spooner's got 12 points now for Boston in his last 14 games. Part of what is quickly becoming a great draft, the 2010 draft, including a few Panthers in the lineup tonight, like Bjugstad and Petrovic, and of course Eric Goodbranson. So we're tied at 1. Bergeron and Hayes the goal scorers. Pasternak with a steal. Lucic turns and puts it right in front. Oh, good defensive play by Derek McKenzie. And Pasternak couldn't get a shot away. Battle out at center. Comes free to Kulikov. Panthers reset. Petrovic. Nice feed for Huberdeau. Moving in. Knocked away. Petrovic right on the line. Able to get a piece of it. Bartkowski rims it around the board. Willie Mitchell there for Florida. Reverses. Here comes Chara. Soderberg. Good check by Barkov, and now taken by Kelly. Puts it out in front. Huberdeau with a good play to get a piece of it. Stays in the zone. Chara's shot blocked by Huberdeau. Good D by Jonathan Huberdeau a couple of times there. But then he ices the puck.
You know, it doesn't matter if you're the next coming of Brett Hull, and people want you, meaning people, coaches, want you to be pretty good defensively. And you take a look at the Florida Panthers, and Huberdeau's just one of those guys, a very skilled scoring player coming out of the Quebec Junior League. But as you can see, now very responsible defensively. It's a process. First of all, I can tell you first rate, it's not a lot of fun playing defense all the time. But it's got to be part of your repertoire when you commit the NHL.
And you're judged in every hockey game. But now for this young talent for the Panthers, you are judged tenfold in games like this to me. Players like Jonathan Huberdeau, Aaron Ekblad, Peary, Bukestad, they've came through all season long. But if you come through in games like this, then I think that adds a lot to your resume.
After the Bruins icing, Huberdeau's on the ice along with Barkov. And Boston again will be called for icing. Tonight, following Panthers Live postgame, it's the final installment of Inside the Panthers, and we feature the big Cubano, Al Montoya, the only Cuban-American NHL player in history, tonight on Fox Sports Florida. Jagr and Chara, former teammates.
38 and 43 years old.
Still got it. Still feisty. Mitchell puts it behind the net. Hamilton there to play under pressure. Jagr along with Barkov. And Barkov's got it. Sets up Goodbranson, who hammers one wide. Mitchell jumps up to keep it alive in the zone. And now Goodbranson on the near side, pressuring. Chara takes a hit from Jagr. And the Bruins, let's see, will this go for icing? The race is on. And Marchand had half a step on Barkov. Marchand trying to fight his way in front. The give to Bergeron, the centering feed. Paille misses wide. Oh, Paille was open. Jokinen with a steal. It's held in by Krug. Bergeron throws it cross ice. Jagr is there, and he'll get the clear. But it's the long change in the second period, and the Panthers unable to complete the change as Talbot flips it in. Puck got stuck in the glove there. It's Barkov's glove. Loose now at the circle. Boland able to step in. Hard around the boards. Seidenberg cut it off. Deflects up high, and Krug couldn't handle it, so it comes out of the zone. Jagr finally, you see, able to get off the ice after a very long shift. Gregory Campbell, solid hit by Goodbranson, and then Boland throws the shoulder. Krug at the point with a shot that deflected off the stick of Pasternak and went wide.
Another good hit. This one by Willie Mitchell. Hey, Goodbranson is playing much better when he's hitting. And he's been hitting a lot lately.
Bartkowski moves down the boards, puts it right through the slot. And finally the puck goes up and out of play. Oh, what an intense game this is right now. Here in the second, the Bruins have come back to tie it. Hayes and Bergeron, the goal scorers, and we are tied at 1 in the second, Billy.
Great atmosphere, sold-out building. This is what you live for as a player. These type of games, this is when the juices really start to flow. You go back, Panthers, first ever playoff series win they had was against these Boston Bruins. They won 4-1. Then we went on to defeat the Philadelphia Flyers and Pittsburgh Penguins in the next 2 rounds. But guys, this is what it's all about as a player. And I mentioned the young guys, they have to go through these type of games. This is an invaluable experience, these type of games. And then once you get in the playoffs, to me, there are 2 seasons, the regular season, then the real season. The real season's the playoffs.
And the real season, you can make the case, is already underway for the Panthers. Who know, these are playoff games in essence for them. 11 more to go, including tonight. Trail these Bruins by 5 points in the playoff race. Bartkowski for Lucic. Petrovic got a piece. Peary is out. Bjugstad is with him. Petrovic jumps up. Peary throws it in behind the net. Bounces in front. Bartkowski able to get it out to center. Here comes Lucic. Feet of the Panther line. Pasternak picked off by Peary. Brad Boyes now. Offside on the Panthers.
Well, we'd like to go back to some great events, and for the Florida Panthers, they needed to win 1 playoff series to get them going. The very first playoff series goal clinching was Billy Lindsay, our own Billy Lindsay, showing you. Probably Derek McKenzie watched that over and over again and knew that you've got to go sometimes horizontal to make it happen. Attaboy, Billy.
The only way I'm going to score a goal wasn't going to be one of those Deacon and special kind of goals, just dive and get lucky.
Well, I tell you what, Ray Bourque hears about it. That was the great Raymond Bourque, who he just sped by.
Just a blip on his radar screen. Unfortunately for me, it was the highlight of my career.
What a year that was. Oh, my. I tell you what, I remember Chris Moore, the radio broadcaster at the time, after you guys won in Pittsburgh, yelling, saying, "We're on a Colorado mountain high," as that victory against Pittsburgh puts you in the finals.
In front, Huberdeau put it there for Jágr, and a penalty coming up. Again, the Barkov, Huberdeau, Jágr line. Great work, and they draw a call.
How about learning on the job? Well, that's what the kids have been doing the last few weeks.
Boston 44, 2 minutes hard.
I love Dan O'Halloran. That's the second time he's had words with Seidenberg. But take a look at the work behind the net, right side of your screen. All 3 guys, like a machine, all working together and drawing the penalty. And that's Dennis Seidenberg's second penalty. Remember, he got an interference call in the first period.
Bruins scored on the power play to tie it. Panthers have a chance to reclaim their lead. Brad Boyes holds. Peary's over on the near side. You see him in that right circle. He's got it now. Peary under pressure. Spins it down low for Boyes. Out in front. Jokinen, the shot blocked away. Jokinen again. It comes over to Peary. Brandon Peary setting up. And it's tipped by Chara and out of play.
Unfortunately, Jussi Jokinen, I think the puck bobbled on him. There he is in the middle of the ice. Right there, dark jersey. Oh, no, he got back checked. That's a good play. Right there, I think that's Marchand. They want to pronounce it Marchand, although it's a French name. Marchand came back to make the defensive play.
Ekblad is now on as the only defenseman. Off the draw, Chara played it around the boards. Barkov in a race with McQuaid. And now the race again, but Kelly gets there for Boston. Third power play of the night for the Panthers.
They haven't been getting that many on a per-game basis of late.
Ekblad moves in. Drops it off for Huberdeau. Huberdeau in the slot. Huberdeau gives to Bjugstad. Down low, Jágr. Wraparound attempt saved by Rask. Bjugstad for Jágr again. Tucks it in front. Barkov couldn't get a shot off. Or is he trying to pass that on the backhand? I'm not sure. Either way, it comes out of his zone with no shot attempt.
I would think the first words Jágr's going to have is to Huberdeau. Huberdeau glided through the high slot, the exact place Bergeron got his goal from, and he didn't shoot. He just glided right through.
Oh, this puck, and they had Boland open, but Jokinen's pass just eluded him. And they've got to reset again. We've crossed the midway point of the game. Hayes for the Panthers in the first. Bergeron for Boston in the second. Jimmy Hayes blocks the puck here. Hayes trying to get out in front. Bartkowski plays him. Ryan Campbell. And now Dave Bolland, and now Hayes again. 9 seconds of the power play. Campbell for Kulikov over to Bolland. Gets to the backhand. Jokinen took a swipe at it. Power play is over. Dave Bolland, fan on the centering pass. Kulikov to Campbell. Stolen away, Bartkowski, lead pass. Too far for Paille. No icing, though. So the Panthers now 5-on-5. Get it to Hayes. Derek McKenzie races in. McKenzie working. Gives to Scotty Upshaw. Plays it to the point. Goodbranson with a shot saved by Rask. Now Willie Mitchell. And Goodbranson again. With a wrister. Came through wide. Upshaw got a piece of the puck. Sean Thornton, big hit on Seidenberg. Upshaw battling. He goes down. Thornton again on Seidenberg. Bukestad's got it down low. Wraparound attempt. It's loose in front, then sent wide. Upshaw. And Goodbranson fires it. Misses wide again.
Broken stick and no glove for Seidenberg. And the Panthers still have the puck in the offensive zone.
Oh, what an effort here on these couple of shifts, Denny.
You got to stay there.
Lead pass. Goodbranson cut it off. Pasternak was looking for a break in behind Goodbranson. Now it's Lucic to go the other way for the Bruins. Trying to climb in front, but Mitchell and boys wouldn't allow it. Play rolls on here in the second with 7:50 to go. Chara.
Goodbranson had a couple of opportunities just to walk in. He's got to hit the net, provide a rebound opportunity. That's that big bomb. You got to make sure that puck gets on net. As hard as he shoots the puck, there's always going to be a rebound.
Kulikov now on with Petrovic on defense. Oh, look out, Marchand knocked that puck down, but Petrovic able to cover. Now the point shot wide as it never went out of the zone. Paille. Sharp angle shot blocked by Kulikov and Barkov for Huberdeau. He gets it out. Well, we haven't had a whistle in nearly 5 minutes of play. Marchand goes down. I think both Bruins and Panther fans wanted a call there. The Bruins wanted a trip, and I think Panther fans wanted to dive. This is icing, and we finally get a stoppage of play.
You know, Jagr and Barkov and Huberdeau seem to be the go-to, and you can strike the word seem. I think it's a no-brainer for the coach that they are playing really solid hockey. And whenever there's a little blip, they go back to the bench. Jagr seems to have something to say. And I think he did speak to Huberdeau about the power play opportunity there. Huberdeau may have lost a really good shooting opportunity because both Jagr and Barkov were in front of the net.
Erlin checked by Jagr, and the Panthers able to reset. Floated down the wing for Jussi Jokinen. Takes a look, throws it in front. Deflects to Campbell. He fires. It just missed wide. Jokinen again.
Bolland is right there. He may have had his stick close to a deflection.
Boland's got it now. Centering pass, but it's blocked away. Gregory Campbell stolen away by Hayes. Jokinen there as well. Loose now in front. Well, the Bruins are on it. And the clear to center. Battling behind the play. Charla going at it with Jussi Jokinen.
Hey, Jokinen's not giving him anything, though. He's gone right back at him.
Campbell's in, but they're just offside. 5:49 to go in the second. Tooth and nail in a playoff-type atmosphere at the BB&T Center.
You've got to a good one. It is a 1-1 game late in the second period. It has been a very physical game between the Panthers and the Boston Bruins. The Panthers, though, actually out-hitting the Bruins 20-17 and creating some chances offensively with those hits, especially Sean Thornton, Denny, starting that last offensive chance for the Panthers with the hit. And we talked about the Bruins using physical play for intimidation. The Panthers, though, Denny, I would say have been doing that pretty well lately.
Well, I tell you what, so far you're absolutely right by pointing that out. The Florida Panthers are out hitting the Boston Bruins. And again, you're right, Drew. Before the game this morning, John Thornton told me that is the message he's going to bring to the dressing room. Let's not get out hit by these guys.
Ekblad for Thornton. Taken by Bartkowski. Campbell got a piece of it. Seidenberg looking to clear. And Soderberg will carry out. Campbell watching him. Campbell just took it right away. Great stick work there.
Boy, Campbell's having one heck of a game. He leads the team with 3 shots on goal.
Glove saved by Rask, and he'll hold, Billy.
Tough decisions for coaches. Me and you were talking about a goalie. Panthers played really good last game. Do you go with the same lineup? Do you keep Trocheck in there? Do you keep Kopetsky in there? I myself said, well, I think I would go with the same lineup. Coach Gerard Gallant does not. He puts Sean Thornton in. He puts Jimmy Hayes in. Jimmy Hayes responds. It just seems Gerard Gallant all season long, he's got a great pulse for this team, and they respond to him, but he makes the right decisions, it seems, all season long. And again tonight, Jimmy Hayes scoring seems to pay dividends for the coach.
He's pushed the right button so many times with some line changes. Peary now with a look, but it's blocked, including Peary going with Bukestad and Boys. These three have been hot, particularly Peary. And Rask covers up. I mean, they seem to just work well together, Denny. Bukestad and Boys game, and Peary able to get those shots away.
Well, I tell you, they do move the puck quickly. Boys has been playing much better, in my view, in the second half, much like a veteran. And this kid, Peary, no one really knows what's going to come of him, because I look back at all of his years, playing minor hockey and then playing in the American League. He was always touted as having the kid with the most potential, but he never really shown it. Had 22 goals one year, which is sort of an okay year for a guy in the American League. But I think we're seeing a young Brandon Peary who's developing into who knows what it could be. Right now, in the last 19 games, only Ovechkin has scored more goals, 15 to Peary's 14.
Well, tonight, Boston well aware of how hot he's been. Peary has not been able to get a shot on goal yet.
They're really leading towards him when the Florida Panthers are in the power play.
He's got the puck now. He gives it to Boys. Trying to tuck it home. Loose in front. Krug clears the slot.
That's that flat puck play we talked about. Detroit Red Wings are so good at it. Boys emulated.
Spooner gives to Krug. Cross ice Chara. Free behind the Panther net. Pasternak centering pass. Red jerseys are there, and Jaromir Jagr able to float it in. Jagr with 7 points in his 9 games. Has a Panther close there. Jagr again.
Almost a Panther bounce.
It's Barkov. Trying to push it through to Jagr, but taken by Spooner. Petrovic going to pinch, and Petrovic with a good pinch, able to hold it in for Huberdeau. Oh, this is just work along the wall. Look at Huberdeau going at it with Zdeno Chara. And they work it free to Barkov. Barkov for Petrovic. Shot deflected. The battle again is on. What work here? Huberdeau again. Loses Krug. Funnels it over to Kulikov. Huberdeau again. Shot on goal, and Rask with a glove save.
Good play. Smart play and the right play by Huberdeau.
We continue in a tie game late in the second. The goal scorers. Speaking of goals, Brandon Peary has been scoring them in bunches lately.
Well, the fact is that he just does not let you know when he's shooting the puck. And you see Cam Talbot here has not even found the puck yet. It's already behind the net. And again, another shot, good screen. He recognizes the opportunities to shoot the puck. Now, and then, of course, when you dive for it, that's another way. That's hunger right there. So all of the good attributes of a shooter, quick release, shoot when it's unexpected, and dive for the puck. Brendan Pirri has shown that.
Bruins win the draw, and they're able to clear it out. Panthers begin play tonight 5 points behind these Bruins for the final playoff spot. Marchand dances in. Marchand moves in front. Good Branson just wouldn't let him get free. Now Bartkowski. Cross ice. Seidenberg with a wrister wide. Bartkowski again. Down the boards. Mitchell got a stick on it. Seidenberg. Good hit by Goodbranson. They're going to get him for a penalty. Yeah, Bergeron broke his stick, and they'll get Goodbranson, and the Bruins will get a power play.
Yeah, boarding call.
44 Florida, 2 minutes boarding.
Boy, Dan O'Halloran loves to talk to the guys he's given penalties to. Well, there he is up top of your screen, the referee, and there you see the cross-check on Bergeron. And, you know, I tell you what, you want to protect the players. In that particular instant, it is a push. But even the push word is in the rule book.
Now, you get between the numbers there.
Yeah.
They're going to call that. And, you know, Bergeron's a guy, obviously, that's had those concussion problems. So the Bruins get their third power play of the night. They tied the game on their last power play.
And it was Bergeron himself who did that.
They win the draw. Chara and Krug up at the points. Eriksson camped out in front, taken away by Kulikov for the clear. Boy, that would have hit Upshaw. It would have been a 2-on-1. He had McKenzie with him.
I was just thinking, Upshaw and McKenzie both have scored recently. They would have confidence. Panthers get to score a shorthanded goal. That might have been a good chance.
Here's the hot Spooner. Back up high for Chara. McKenzie nearly went down there. Got tied up with Bergeron. Chara with a wrist shot. Luongo the save. And he's able to cover.
Well, there's a couple of layers of screening going on, and Chara recognized it. Zdeno Chara recognized it, and he just let go of a wrist shot. Up high, maybe 15 feet in front of the net. There you see 37. There you see 21. 2 layers of screening the goalie, Roberto Luongo. Veteran defenseman recognized that. He just laid a little wrister in there, and Roberto picked it up at the last minute. Look at how far back in his crease he is. He had to wait and be patient on that shot, and he made the save.
His second game back from injury.
Puck was deflected by Bergeron as well.
And Luongo did a good job there. Krug up at the line. Feeds it off with a shot wide by Spooner. Here's Chara. Behind the net for Eriksson. It rolls to Spooner, though. Bergeron. Blocked away by Kulikov. Chara holds. Plays it down the wall. Eriksson. Spooner again. Blocked by Mitchell. Spooner gloves it down. Krug straight on. Spooner. And Krug again. With a shot deflected on goal. Luongo with a big save. Boston had the traffic in front. Bergeron and Eriksson did a great job getting in front and getting a piece of it. But Luongo came up big. 30 to go on the Boston power play. And they're set up again. Chara over to Krug. Zdeno Chara slap shot. He missed. And this puck goes out of play, and the Panthers will finally be able to get a change.
Take a look at all of the people and forget how. I think I'd hate to be a goaltender. You never know when that puck's coming. But again, another deflection, and Roberto Luongo was in position to accept it. You know, there's a good reason why when you're looking at goaltenders these days, there's very few of them that are under 6 feet, and maybe fewer of them that are under 6'2". you've got to be a little bigger presence in your net now because half the pucks get deflected or you don't see them coming. So you want to be able to cover as much net as you can.
Pastrnak races in, comes around the boards as the power play winds down. Petrovic took it away from Lucic. And the clear, Goodbranson out of the box. Speaking of goalies, the Panthers signed a free agent yesterday, Colin Stevens, who led Union College to the NCAA championship last year. So
he's a big guy too. I think he's over 6'2", over 200.
He's a great college goalie for Union in upstate New York, now a Panther. Second period winds down. Soderberg comes in, they're onside. Lucic and Petrovic part of the end boards.
You think he was a beneficiary of what happened here against the Toronto Maple Leafs? The kid?
Oh, have an extra goalie?
Yeah, getting signed now. I mean, maybe the Panthers would have waited.
Final seconds, McQuaid fires. And well after the whistle and the horn, it did wind up in the back of the net, but that'll do it for the second period. The Bruins get the only goal, and tonight the Panthers, without it being an elimination game, it's as close to a must-win as you can get. They go to the third tie.
And I tell you, the shots are 18-17. And that last one is the one that made the difference for the Bruins, having the 18 shots. So it's been very close all the way along. You look at the face-offs, you look at the hitting, you look at all the stats we could bring you, and it's exactly what it should be, a 1-1 game after 2.
All right, our second intermission coming up. We go back outside on the Plaza tonight. Here's Drew. Five points separate the Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers in the standings. The Bruins holding down the final playoff spot. The Ottawa Senators are in between. And the biggest 20 minutes of this season about to begin for the Panthers. There's the goal scorer for Florida back in the first. Hayes with his 18th of the year. Patrice Bergeron answered on the power play in the second, and that's been the difference. Boston 1 for 3 on the power play, and the Panthers 0 for 3. Adam McQuaid back in his own zone, watched by Barkov. Here comes Bergeron to center. Huberdeau closes on him, centering pass for Paille, and a glove save by Luongo.
This is a very quick passing and experienced play. You watch how 3 forwards just stay comfortably apart, and it opens up the passing lane. Take a look at that, and then a shot. You know, listen, a 3-on-3 with back pressure, you don't often get a shot on goal. The Boston Bruins manufactured one there with pretty skillful play.
Marchand picks his way through, gets to the slot and shoots. And Luongo found it through all that traffic on top of his crease.
He is a dangerous player. Brad Marchand has got a lot of those goals that are very important for the Boston Bruins. He's got 22 goals on the season. Look at the way he maneuvers. And 14 of them have been important. They've been either goals that have given his team a lead or the first goal of the game.
Wow. Here's McQuaid. Came right through the crease. Willie Mitchell moving over. Paille there with him. 3 along the boards. Mitchell again reverses. Good Branson. And Jimmy Hayes able to clear for Jokinen. UC Jokinen tucks it in. Chara fanned on the backhand attempt to move it around the boards. Marchand goes down. McQuaid gets hit by Bolin, but Chara scoops it up. These two teams will play 2 more times in the final 10 games. Nick Bjugstad trying to find that loose puck, but it was bouncing on him. Now loose. And the Bruins able to flip to center. Spooner. Picked up by Lucic. Misses high off the glass. Pastrnak with Lucic. Peary to the red line. In over the Boston line, it's offside. Be part of the Panther family. Season tickets for next year are on sale, and lower bowl packages start as low as $25. There are also exclusive incentives and flexible ticket plans. Ticket reps are standing by now at 954-835-PUCK. Been a huge turnaround year for the Panthers already, with 3 more wins and a dozen more points than a year ago.
Maybe the most important period of the season. We're right in it. Florida Panthers even in goal differential in the 3rd period. Boston Bruins, another -6, which is odd. The Bruins have not been as good. If you just take a general comment, a general sort of stat, they've not been as good in the 3rd.
One of your keys before the game, play the best 3rd period of the season. And here it is. Can they do it with 18 to go?
Just knew it was not going to be a runaway game for either team.
No question. Ekblad fires, knocked down in front by Seidenberg. Cleared out. Ekblad to shoot right back in. Seidenberg chased by Huberdeau. Huberdeau takes the puck. Talbot. Big pressure here by Sean Thornton. And McKenzie. Now Krug. Panthers on the forecheck, working hard. Krug. Able to get it ahead through Gregory Campbell, though. And Aaron Ekblad tips it ahead for Upshaw. It's in his skates. He couldn't quite find it. Now Ferland. He and Ekblad go down after Ferland dumped in. No harm, no foul. We roll on with Upshaw going to center.
Another play from Ekblad that we have not seen before.
Sean Thornton with a good hit on Bartkowski. Petrovic stepping up. Bartkowski back up. Takes a hit from McKenzie. But he's able to get rid of it. Marchand tried a slick move there. He's able to recover the puck. Jokinen watches him. Brad Marchand, who would have been offside as Paille, with Marchand dancing around the blue line, was in early. Now Paille in front as Marchand, little slow getting up at the blue line. Kulikov the other way.
He did a lot of work to get nowhere, did Brad Marchand on that shift.
This is the line that produced the goal for Florida.
Jimmy Hayes had a great chance to make that pass. He missed it. Jokinen was alone in front of the net with just enough time to shoot.
Hayes with it. Around it goes Jussi Jokinen, trying to track it down. Bergeron there as well. Willie Mitchell steps up and puts it deep again. Hayes with a good hit on Krug. But Pasternak able to get out to center. He's got some skill, the 18-year-old. Throws it over the Panther net. Good Branson. Goes off the glass. Knocked down at the point, but now Bjugstad just throws it out to center ice. And Peary shoots in. It'll be icing. No, they waved it off at the last moment. The linesman out at center had it as icing.
Yeah, that's right. They did. They deferred. No, they had different calls.
Changed their mind?
See, I don't know where I'm going.
Either way.
Deferred. Different is what I was. It's only 3.5 hours of talk.
Here comes Eriksson. Watched by Campbell. And now Barkov on him. Brad Boyes gives to Alexander Barkov. He'll flip in. Barkov trying to bear down on big Zdeno Chara. And Barkov knocks it away from Chara. Huberdeau trying to pick it free. Barkov in front, couldn't get a shot off. Ekblad and Campbell. And Ekblad again with the slap shot. Stole it away by Eriksson. Soderberg clears. Eriksson after the puck. Continuous play here early in the 3rd. Huberdeau floats it to the line. McKenzie settles it down. Yager gives to Huberdeau. Sharp angle shot was blocked. Huberdeau again with Yager. Oh, what a hit by McKenzie on Kelly. Keeps it in the zone. Now McKenzie in front. Shoots. Saved by Rask. Rebound. They couldn't get the chip. Yager had a chance there on the big hop off the end boards. What a play by McKenzie.
He deserved that goal just because of the play he made.
Ferland. Petrovic took it away. Playoff Ty Poppy here tonight.
What pace.
Talbot with a steal. Talbot glides in, it deflects on goal, and finally, we will get a whistle. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, you get all the news from around the world of sports, including NHL and NBA highlights. Fox Sports Live tonight on Fox Sports 1 and streaming on Fox Sports Go.
Goldie, I'm not out of line by telling you that the top teams in the East, Montreal, Tampa, Detroit, Rangers, Islanders, Pittsburgh, they're going gulp. Looking at these two teams play, knowing darn well, that if the Panthers do make it, they could be a handful in the playoffs.
Two great goalies on these teams that have been there before.
Derek McKenzie dropped the hammer and almost had a goal after.
Oh, that would have been justice, wouldn't it?
That's how you have to score against Boston. Both these teams from ice level, very good at protecting the middle of the ice.
You know, when I talked about the fact that there were 2 giveaways combined on both teams after 40 minutes of play, I mean, that's incredible statistic. That's a league stat right there. Both these teams right now, they are playing playoff hockey. Very responsible with the puck. Panthers lead in the takeaway department slightly.
Now the work is in the Panthers zone. Willie Mitchell for Goodbranson. The outlet for Upshaw. He gets the red line. Upshaw bats it in. Upshaw gives chase. Barkowski cut it off. Thornton picks it up. Sean Thornton against his former team sets up Campbell. Oh, Rask just got a hand on it. Good shot by Campbell. Thornton again bearing down on Soderberg. It's McKenzie and the Ekblad shot deflected wide. What a shift by Sean Thornton. Soderberg trying to clear. McKenzie and Thornton wouldn't let him out again. And finally the Panthers get the line change. Oh, Peary nearly had a steal at the line, but Kelly shoots in. On goal, Luongo makes the save, and he will cover up. 12:23 to go. And we continue in a 1-1 tie at the BB&T Center. Center taking in a playoff-type game. Billy, we remain tied here in the third.
And it's all on the line tonight, and both teams have played that way. It's been physical on both sides, and the Panthers banging the Boston Bruins. They haven't backed down an inch. Good hip check right there by Aaron Ekblad. Derek McKenzie finishing his check. Sean Thornton down deep in the corner. And then this was the best hit of the night. Derek McKenzie just lays out Kelly, and he almost scored after that, but toe for toe, they're going at it. As you can see the hits on the night, the Panthers 35 hit, the Boston Bruins have 24 on the evening, but exactly the game you would expect.
Panthers clear the zone. Sliding back is Krug. Bukestad is there with him, so Krug just throws it out to center. Petrovic shoots in on net. Hayes in the first. Bergeron in the second on the power play. Those are the goal scorers tonight. Here's Lucci. It deflected on goal, and Luongo makes the stop.
You know, coming into this hockey game, knowing that the Boston Bruins are going to be the type of team that they are, and they're going to fight tooth and nail. They also have had trouble getting games together, but the Florida Panthers, in my view, could have taken 2 points out of the games against the New York Rangers and the Montreal Canadiens. I don't know if I told you, Michel Therrien, after the game, Goldie, I walked by and he said, we got lucky tonight.
Wow. Yeah, Panthers dominated that game, you're right. They still have 2 more left with Montreal. Task at hand with 11:45 left is right here. McQuaid shoots, knocked down in front by Goodbranson. And Eric Goodbranson funnels it up the wall for Jokinen. Flipped into the Boston zone. Chara banged it off the wall but didn't get it out. Bergeron will. Marchand. Cross-ice pass. Bergeron catches up to it, moves in, waits. Goes behind the net. Luongo able to get back to his spot. Marchand had it roll on him. Bolin on Marchand. Jokinen there as well. And Willie Mitchell pops it down the ice. No icing. Panthers get a change. Here comes Barkov, Huberdeau, and Jágr. Not on the score sheet tonight yet. Bartkowski sweeps wide. Puck comes through the slot. And Brian Campbell, who's played a strong game tonight. Ferland with a steal, though, from Barkov. Turns, puts it in front, and Luongo with a glove. Talbot and Ekblad going at it in front.
You know, so many of the shots come are sort of half speed. The goaltenders have not been tested, you know, with a big slap shot or the great wrist shot. That save right there by Roberto Luongo is pretty indicative of how this game has been played. Boston Bruins have always been known to be really good defensively. Well, I think the Florida Panthers are matching the Bruins in the way they're playing in front of their goaltender. No real big shots are getting through. Some deflections, but boy, is Roberto getting defensive coverage in his own zone, and that's why his save percentage have been very solid all season long.
Second game back for Luongo after missing the 6th with injury. Only allowed 1 goal the other night, a 3-1 win over Detroit here at home. McKenzie taken by Eriksson, though. Bartkowski down the wall, throws it on net. Luongo with a pad save. McKenzie again for Thornton. Rolls to the point and out of the zone. Thornton charging hard at Bartkowski. And Thornton forces a turnover. Lost his stick, though. Seidenberg, this time able to clear.
Now, Bartkowski's going off the ice. He's had a couple of really rough shifts.
And they put a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, but physically rough. You know, he had Bolin on top of him. Now he had Thornton on top of him. Panthers are really hitting the more diminutive defensemen of the Boston Bruins, and that's not a bad deal. Hit Krug, hit Bartkowski. Wear them down.
Bergeron leads the rush. Huberdeau gets after him. Nice drop pass. Pasternak, but 3 red jerseys all over him. What coverage by Florida. Jágr trying to get around Chara. Couldn't do it cleanly. Huberdeau takes it. Now it's Jágr. Cross ice, Goodbranson. Puts it in front. Jágr couldn't get a stick on it, though. They were looking for the redirection. Willie Mitchell. Huberdeau settles it down and shoots in, and the Panthers get a change. Bjugstad with Peary and Jokinen. Krug smoothly out to center. And Lucic gets it deep.
For the Panthers, you want to win, but you also kind of desperately want this win in regulation.
No question.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No question about that.
Good point there.
5 points separate these teams. The Bruins on top of the Panthers in the standings. It is tough sledding out there right now offensively. Chances at a premium. Goodbranson up ahead for Brandon Peary. Takes a shot high. Carries to Marchand. He throws cross ice. And Campbell safely will play it back to his own end. Now Gregory Campbell, a one-time Panther. They came in offside. 8:03 to go. The former Bruin, Shawn Thornton, doing all he can in this huge game for Florida.
Midway through the third period, a 1-1 game here at the BB&T Center between the Panthers and the Bruins. And regardless of all of the people here, whether they're Panthers fans or Bruins fans, everybody pulling for the Toronto Maple Leafs here tonight. We take a look around the NHL at these highlights here. The Leafs visiting the Senators late second period. It's a 3-3 game. Erik Karlsson with a very nice pass to Kyle Turris on the power play. Slap shot goes in. A 4-3 Ottawa Senators lead. The Senators, the team between the Bruins and the Panthers in that wildcard race, is a 4-3 game in the third period. Goldie.
All right, thanks, Drew. Panthers still with games left against both those teams on the upcoming 5-game road trip. But right here, 8:03 to go. Panther goal in the first. Jimmy Hayes is 18th, even strength. Bergeron early in the second for Boston is 20th on the power play. We've been 5-on-5 the entire third period. Thornton, McKenzie, and Upshaw on the ice. And the Bruins look to break out. Ryan Campbell fights off Ferland. Round for Upshaw. It bounced on him, but Thornton able to get it over that line and out to center. Bruins tag up. No offside, and play rolls on. Ekblad, and moved along by Hayes. Seidenberg takes the safe way out off the glass. Seidenberg again. Petrovic up the wall. Finds Hayes. Here comes Dave Bolin to center. Bolin dumps in. Can the Panthers get to work here on the forecheck? Jokinen with Seidenberg. Jokinen works it free. Puts it out towards the front of the net. It's tipped. Jokinen again. Petrovic at the point. The wrister blocked in front. Hayes for Bolin. Oh, somehow Rask kept it out of the net. Dave Bolin looked like he had one. Wow. Here's Jokinen again. What a shift he just had. They nearly gave the Panthers a lead. Steal by Bukestad. But Branson try to get to it, but it's out. Marchand races in. Knocked away by Mitchell and taken by Boyes. Marchand again along the boards with Bergeron. Oh, Tuukka Rask somehow got a piece of that puck.
Unbelievable. And Boston's down to 5 defensemen. No Dougie Hamilton right now for the Boston Bruins.
Keep an eye on that. 5D in a tough game like this. Can the Panthers take advantage? Rask is going to hold it.
Well, it wasn't hard for us to pick who would make the ADT defensive play of the game. Take a look at this. Right here is a stick check. It's a stick check by Tuukka Rask on Dave Bolin, who had the open net. He had the open net, an incredible save by goaltender Tuukka Rask, last year's Vezina Trophy winner, and now another glimpse of why.
And just rolled on Bolin a little bit too on edge. You saw that.
Still, you know, you think Bolin's got the forward motion. You wouldn't think that reaching back there'd be a power difference. But Bolin was as surprised, I think, as the rest of the building that Tuukka Rask was able to reach back.
Excruciatingly close.
Yep.
Jagr funnels it towards the center of the ice. Barkov, strong play to get it away from Eriksson. And now McQuaid able to flip in. Down to 5:40 left in regulation. Ekblad throws it down the ice. Seidenberg after it. Under the watchful eye of Huberdeau. Bruins able to clear. Jagr on the back check. Steals. Gives to Huberdeau. Head up. Takes a shot. Saved by Rask. Barkov along the boards, but it comes free to Gregory Campbell. Boston moves the other way. Campbell. And it deflects up and out of play. Oh, what a finish we have coming up. Can the Panthers get one to pull it in 3 of a playoff spot? 1-1 game. Here's the Panther goal. Denny came in the first.
It did come in the first, and the Florida Panthers working the puck to the corner, and guess who goes to the front of the net? Jimmy Hayes. You got sat out, so you could get the message, and he sure got it. First period, he gives the Panthers the lead. Then you got a power play. That is pretty good execution, and Bergeron's a pretty good player, folks. He is one of the best in the league. Well, before the game, we're trying to figure out, as we do every game, what's going to make the difference. Stanley Cup experience. You saw how Thornton, Bolin, Mitchell have been playing, and that's in play for the Florida Panthers. And now, the story's not totally written. They need the best third period of the year so far. It's looked pretty good, but they're going to need a goal to make it the very best period of the season.
There's a look at the cups on both of these rosters. 2 for Captain Willie Mitchell. Campbell has 1 as well. If Bolin could have scored, you would have hit on both keys in 1 shot.
One shot. Better talk to that Bolin. Do some push-ups. Get those arms a little stronger.
Seidenberg couldn't climb around. Huberdeau gets the steal. Then he's bottled up. Puck free at center. Look for a moment like Huberdeau may be able to lead a rush through center.
I would imagine guys would play.
Look out, a chance here. Kick save by Luongo on Bergeron.
That's his best save tonight, I believe. Having to do it.
Seidenberg here is down low. Petrovic is on him. Good hit by Petrovic. Picked up by Kulikov around the boards. Huberdeau got a piece of it and cleared.
You know what? If they want to increase scoring, I mean, this delayed icing offside is... Get rid of it. Force the team with the puck in the neutral zone to handle it. You get more turnovers, and you'll get more opportunities in the offensive zone. And if you shoot it back in, you get a face-off in your own zone. I think that would do a lot.
Jokinen, lead pass. And Mitchell now able to get it deep. 4 minutes left in the third. Marchand to center for Pasternak and the shoot-in. Bruins get a change. Willie Mitchell fights off the Kelly check. Brad Boyes to center. And the shoot-in. Seidenberg with the Panthers changing, has a little bit of an opening. Nolan steps in on Kelly. Brian Campbell for McKenzie. And he clears the center. Soderberg, check by McKenzie. Ekblad worked it free. And Barkov went down. Chara all the way back. Plays it around the boards. Ooh, took a funny hop. McKenzie holds it in. But Chara finds McQuaid. Down to 3 left. The scoring chances so tough to come by right now. Pasternak with a shot. Carries around and out to center ice.
I mean, that kind of play, I don't like this.
Brian Campbell, and this is Huberdeau. Gathers it in. But the lead pass is stolen. Yeah. Marchand, here come the Bruins the other way. Panthers in a change. Pasternak holds, waits. Throws it in front. Petrovic got a piece of it. It's still loose. Jagr with a hit. And Jagr clears the zone.
Petrovic made the initial save. He stuck out the right leg. Oh, my. And that's why you don't make a pass like Huberdeau tried to do just inside the offensive blue line. You stay responsible. Keep the puck hard and ahead of you.
Out in front, Spooner couldn't handle it. Jokinen gets it to the line, but not out. Boyes blocked the shot by Krug.
What the heck were the Panthers doing on the line change? They fell asleep. They took forever to get on the ice.
Now, Billy, that puck should have been deep in the zone.
I know, but still, it was a slow
got to get that puck in deep.
Boyes dumps in. Krug pressured by Boyes. Jokinen's got the turnover. It rolls to the point. And past Willie Mitchell. It took a hop on him. Mitchell recovers. Here's Jokinen again. Jokinen is in. Saved by Rask. 1:34 to go, and we're still even.
I tell you, it's like a slingshot how the game goes back and forth. Right here, a little back pass to no one, and Huberdeau ends up looking like, uh-oh, this is not good. Somebody help me out. Well, it turned out to the poke check by Roberto. The save with the right leg by Petrovic, and a bunch of other good defensive plays helped the Florida Panthers keep this game a 1. Look at Roberto Luongo tracking Pasternak, and then you'll see Petrovic. Well, just after that, Petrovic got his foot on the intended pass to the front of the net.
Gerard Gallant's going to call a timeout here with 1:34 left. They'll talk it over.
You know, I don't know if it's going to mean anything down the road, but the Florida Panthers, every player on that team has played... Well, except for Sean Thornton, so maybe my argument is not so great. But every has played over 10 minutes of ice time, whereas the Boston Bruins, you still have a couple players like their fourth line, did not get a lot of ice time. I think I've only seen them once or twice here in the third period.
Interesting, they're going to go Bolin, McKenzie, and Hayes.
Yeah, now they're
up front here on this offensive zone face-off.
Well, you got 2 guys that take face-offs and 1 guy who knows what he should be doing right away.
Yep.
Hayes, go to the crease.
Take away Rask's eyes if he can. And the Bruins able to win the face-off.
Yeah, Bergeron's the best in the league, maybe the best in the world when they need him. And now Bergeron goes right off the ice. LaJulienne, the coach, only using him to make sure he gets the face-off win, and Bergeron did that.
The Branson on the shoot-in. And the Bruins are able to clear. Mitchell gets away from Erickson. Here's Jimmy Hayes, who has the goal tonight. Takes the shot, Rask to save the rebound. Hayes tries to track it. Hayes is hit. Soderberg gives it to Chara. And the clear to center. Erickson over the Panther line. Great back check by Dave Bolin. But Erickson stays with it. Now stolen by Jágr. Here comes Campbell. Jágr moving into the Boston zone. Oh, they get him for offside, though.
Jonathan Huberdeau went offside.
It was either a late whistle or nobody heard it for a minute there.
Now, you don't want to kill your own opportunity. You look over here. Huberdeau definitely steps outside, does not have any contact with the Bruins.
41.7 left in regulation. Off the draw, Kulikov for Campbell. Throws it in the corner. Chara bats it up the wall quickly. Bergeron. And now Lucic. They're offside.
Well, Brad Marchand just couldn't hold himself. He was holding himself back. He had good speed going through the zone. The puck went the other way, meaning Bergeron's pass. You'll see the near side here. And Marchand was kind of figuring the puck would come to him, but the legs aren't long enough to hold the blue line.
So the draw again in the neutral zone. Barkov, Jágr, Huberdeau on again. Well, the Bruins control. Kulikov bumps Lucic. Barkov on Bergeron. They get it to Marchand, stolen by Jágr. One last chance for the Panthers in regulation. Jágr for Huberdeau. Looking, trying to get it in front, knocked away. 5 seconds left. Can they dig it out for a shot? They can't. Both teams get a point, and then Marchand gives Huberdeau a shot, and they're going to go at it as regulation ends.
Could this be an opportunity for the Panthers to start the overtime on a power play? We'll see what the calls are.
Well, both teams get a point. Good news for the Bruins. The Panthers desperately need to win this in extra time. Well, for the second meeting this season between these two teams, and for the second time, it's a 1-1 game, and it goes to overtime. Boston won the first one. There's the look at how we got here. The only Boston goal came on the power play. And the Panthers, with both teams getting a point, still trail the Boston Bruins by 5 points. The Ottawa Senators are right in between the two. They lead Toronto in the third by a goal. And there's a look at it right now. So a critical extra point for the Panthers here.
Well, things have got to change. First of all, Tuukka Rask has a 10-game winning streak against the Florida Panthers. The last time these two teams met, it was in overtime, and it was Marchand that scored for the Boston Bruins. Nothing stays the same. There you see the overtime records for the season. Nice to see a stat. But you know what? Right now, they don't mean anything. As an old coach used to say, when you're playing against a team that you're not comfortable playing against, you'd come in the room and he'd say, hey, boys, they put their pants on the same way we do.
Well, another thriller. The Panthers, just the team all year long. Their fight has been admirable. They will not go away. And now it's a critical extra point. They'll either be 4 points behind the Bruins, or they'll fall to 6 back. Remember, they still play him twice. Huberdeau and Bolin, the forwards.
The hits in the game, 48 hits for the Florida Panthers, 30 for the Bruins. Boy, is that a different story than what we're used to seeing.
Marchand over the Panther line. Ekblad played him well. Remember, Bolin had that chance late in the third. Rask made a miraculous save. Here comes Aaron Ekblad. Huberdeau after the puck. Huberdeau battling 2 Bruins behind the net. Huberdeau kept it alive. Ekblad steps up, but it's clear to center. Bergeron gets off for a change. The other Bruins can't. Campbell for Ekblad. Rolled on him for a moment, so he throws it behind the net. Campbell knocks it free for Bolin. Back again for Brian Campbell. Jágr's on the ice. He's the all-time leader in overtime goals in NHL history with 19 of them. Campbell, back for Jagr, gets in front. Jagr shoots, blocked away. And the Bruins forced to ice it.
Torrey Krug got in front of that shot somehow. Jagr's got the long arms. He's a big guy, but he's also got the long stick and the ability to release that shot while he's fully extended. Not a lot of guys can do that. I've seen Bukestad do it. But watch how when Jagr gets a little bit of space, right here, he's going to extend and shoot the puck. It was Torrey Krug who got in front of it. It never got to the net.
Claude Julien uses his timeout, and now Marchand out at center's got a little something going with Kulikov. Part of his game is getting under your skin, and boy, does he do it well.
He's an effective player, Marchand, whether you like him or not.
Yep.
I mean, he gets the job done. He is both 63s on both sides. Could use the nickname. I mean, Dave Bolland, his nickname's the Rat. The same thing could be said for Marchand. As he gives Kulikov a little shot, but Marchand's one of those players. You hate him when you play against him, but when you're on, have him on your team, you love him.
Well, like I said, I mean, in terms of making a decision, if you're Coach Julien, Marchand's one of your most important players right now, particularly with Krejci out of the lineup. He's their fine centerman. Only played 38 games this year. He did skate this morning. This is Krejci. And he actually skated an extra 25 minutes after the team practiced. My guess is he may feel good enough to be in the lineup tomorrow in Tampa.
The Bruins have 3 forwards on the ice here in overtime. They did that in the win over the Panthers earlier this year.
Right.
And they were able to win that faceoff after the icing and the timeout. Campbell steals. Kulikov now throws across ice. Nice find for Campbell. Campbell forced back by Kelly. Smooth skating Brian Campbell trying to lose him. So 3 forwards on for Boston along with Chara. Panthers throw it all the way down and they've iced the puck.
They're without their best offensive defenseman, Dougie Hamilton, so maybe they just decide to go roll with the 3 forwards out there and go with it. And pretty gutsy play by Claude Julien.
Well, they've really struggled in shootouts. You know, they're only 3-8 this year in shootouts, so perhaps he's got that in mind as well. So the draw now in the Panther zone. Spooner against Barkov. 4-on-4 overtime. Barkov won it. He's on with Jagr. Barkov floats it to center. Kulikov. And now Jagr, it's stolen by Pastrnak. Barkov takes back. Barkov. The give to Kulikov. Moving on the backhand. In front. Saved by Rask. Milan Lucic fires the other way. Kiri back defensively. Along with Kulikov, and they get the steal. Here's a lead pass. Peary. 2-on-1 with Jokinen. Peary trying to win it. Saved by Rask again. Oh, the red-hot Brandon Peary with his best chance of the night could have ended it.
You can't ask for a better opportunity. There it is, a 2-on-1, the puck on Peary's stick. It does not get any better. Kulikov makes a great play defensively, and this is the end result. The Vezina Trophy winner from last year outduels one of the 2 very best scoring forwards in the last 19 games.
Panthers do not have a 4-on-4 goal this season. Now would be a grand time to break that streak. Jokinen trying to get after it. Peary gets to the corner. Peary looking in front, knocked away by Bergeron. Marchand pressured, but he spins it free to Talbot. Ekblad is back. Peary is back with Marchand. Again, they've still got 3 forwards on the ice due to the Bruins. It allowed the Panthers, in part, to get that 2-on-1 advantage. Marchand finds Bergeron. He winds, he waits, he shoots, he misses wide. Krug, checked. And here comes Petrovic. Gets it out to center. Ekblad trying to track it down. It stays in the zone. Krug has a little time as the Panthers change with 2 minutes left in 4-on-4 overtime. What a game this has been here at the BB&T Center. Willie Mitchell. Pressure. Now Goodbranson. Soderberg knocks him down. Bartkowski jumps up. Huberdeau knocked it free. Goodbranson again has a man up ahead of the field. It's Jimmy Hayes on a break. But we get
Well, there's an emphatic offside call by David Brisebois, the linesman. He's right. Jimmy Hayes would have had to wait. This is a tough play for any player. Jimmy Hayes may not have gotten the bounce that he hoped. See the puck bounce, and then it just didn't go forward quickly enough, but Jimmy Hayes put himself offside.
But Branson made the pass with the help from Huberdeau, who is emphatically pointing.
Well, I don't know,
Hayes
Goldie. I think he heard you.
So the draw now back in the Panther zone. Bolin won it and pulled it, pushed it back to center. Still 3 forwards and only 1 D on for Boston in overtime. Seidenberg has to come back. Lucic at center. Spooner throws it cross ice. It comes out of the zone. Boys bothering Seidenberg, but he's able to turn it ahead. Now a loose puck, but it's offside. Boys was never out of the zone. Minute 5 left.
Well, Dave Bolin wants another crack at it, I bet. Had a golden opportunity in the third period. Rask made an unbelievable save and not using any of the equipment other than his hockey stick. Jaromir Jagr, almost an opportunity at the end of his hands. And Brendan Peary, a 2-on-1 here in the overtime, could not be too correct.
Chara now the only defenseman on the ice for Boston. Jagr fights off the Talbot check. Jagr gets by Talbot. Jagr over the line, but it's knocked away. Barkov knocks it down, but couldn't hold it in. Panthers have to reset.
40 in the period.
And Mitchell gives to Jagr. Up ahead, good Branson. Moving in over the line. Good Branson with a shot deflected off Chara's stick wide. Barkov hard on the check on Bergeron. But Chara's got it again. Trying a home run pass, Marchand. Campbell's back. Marchand flips to the middle. Bergeron couldn't get a shot off. Here come the Panthers the other way. Peary for Barkov. 2-on-1 late in overtime. Peary fires. He just missed. Oh, Brandon Peary with his second chance in overtime. Clear the other way. And despite the golden opportunities in OT, the Panthers just could not beat Rask, and we will go to a shootout with the ultra-important extra point on the line.
That's the look you have on your face when you expect to score. That's the way it has been. Brandon Peary here. I think the pass was perfect, right in the wheelhouse. Oh, he did not get all of it. That's not his best shot. Missing the net.
That hits the net. That's a goal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He didn't get all of it, Billy. I don't think he got, as they say, the old wood on it, which we used to say the old day because the sticks were made out of wood, but I haven't heard the new expression. He didn't get the composite on it.
There's the struggles for the Bruins in the shootouts. The Bruins will shoot first. At the end of this, the Panthers will either be within 4 points of a playoff spot or they'll be 6 back. The Ottawa Senators have won their game. So the Bruins now with 84 points, Ottawa 83, the Panthers 79, and 1 more point on the line. Oh boy. Gotta have it.
Nerves at a little high right now. This is tense times for the Florida Panthers.
And Claude Julien is looking at a team coming into tonight. They had 11 games remaining, including this game. Only 4 of those 11 at home, 7 of them on the road, including tonight, obviously, as I said. And the Bruins facing 5 teams that are currently out of the playoff race. And that, of course, included before the game 3 games against the Florida Panthers.
There's Bergeron's career numbers. Pretty good. This year he's only 2 for 9. Bergeron on Luongo, and Roberto makes the save.
Roberto has played with great calm. You can see there the shooter first move, and then Roberto makes the stop.
Here's Huberdeau, the 21-year-old, moving on Rask, trying to give the Panthers the lead. Huberdeau to the backhand. Oh, it just missed wide. He had him.
We've seen this move before. We've seen it work. He just lost. He needed to get the tip of the blade back on the puck to redirect it inside the goalpost. That didn't happen, and it just flies wide.
Marchand. Boy, Huberdeau had it with the move. Marchand speeds in on Luongo. And Roberto with a pass save.
Marchand, such a key player for the Boston Bruins this year, as I said, particularly with the injury to Krejci. Tries to go low. Stick side, not there.
This would be fitting. Peary had a couple of great looks in overtime. He has been red hot lately, trying to give Luongo a chance to win it. Peary slowly on Rask, handling and shooting and scoring. And now Luongo can win it.
Attaboy, Brendan. And Brandon Peary certainly waited, and he gave himself the advantage, the one of patience.
23-year-old Ryan Spooner has never scored in a shootout. The veteran Luongo trying to earn the Panthers the extra point. Let's go home! The Cats win it, 2-1.
You know what? We talked about how important it would be for the goaltenders, how they may make the difference. Well, Roberto just answered, yes, I will make a difference. Ryan Spooner has scored 2 goals against the Ottawa Senators in the Boston Bruin loss in their last game. That's why he was chosen. Went to the backhand and just stoned by Roberto Luongo. 25 wins now for Roberto Luongo. That ties his second highest franchise win as a Florida Panther.
Brandon Peary got the goal. Roberto Luongo perfect in the shootout. And the final stop with the glove. So it's an interesting one, Denny. The Panthers played a great game, played a playoff-type game. They really wanted to get the 2 points in regulation. As there it is again, Spooner with the backhand, Luongo tracking it beautifully. But they do keep themselves alive. And this thing just continues. It's a never-say-die hockey team, the Florida Panthers.
Well, I don't know that anybody had a negative thought throughout the game. They certainly had chances to win it in the third period. They did, in my estimation, have a better third period than did the Boston Bruins. But they had to go all the way to overtime and then shootout to win it outright. But the Boston Bruins end up gaining 1 point.
Luongo again, one of the stars. The Panthers have now earned points in 11 of his 14 games over his last 14. Luongo's 2-0 since returning. And Brandon Peary, how fitting. He did not score in overtime with 2 great chances, but he gets the only one in the shootout, trying desperately to give that young man a stick. It works. And a nearly full house at the BB&T Center came to see a playoff-type game, and they go home seeing a playoff-type game. And Drew, the Panthers found a way, and they do get 1 point closer in the playoff race.